We are live.
Oh,
Oh,
snap.
snap.
Here
Thanks
we
everybody
are.
for staying tuned in. We're back with the Hollow
Hi.
Throne. Back with the Hollow Throne here on Friday, where we run our 5th edition campaign on the channel.
Make more mistakes.
As always, yes.
Tasty, tasty mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
They're interesting. So,
We make horrifying monsters in the basement of dungeons.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
But, those still for the better, I think. So when we left off, you guys had finished clearing through the dungeon underneath the village of blind people. You found inside of it a porcelain mask, a staff, and a dead girl who doesn't appear to have any signs of decay. And you are bringing back those. You also found an immovable rod, but it does not seem
she's
to
preserved.
last permanently.
So a lesser immovable rod.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems to click off sometime less than an hour. And I guess you guys have had a night to test that. So you would know that when you click it, it seems like the top of the rod almost spins like a dial. And then when it hits to about 30 minutes, that's one full turn, and it clicks off.
Okay.
Aha. It's like an egg timer. It's a staff of temporary stiffness.
Mm-hmm. And you'd be able to mess with trying to turn it manually, but it doesn't seem to affect the time or whatever. It just seems to be
never goes longer than 30 minutes.
Yeah, and you're not able to make it go shorter either. It just seems to always,
except for that one time.
And you're able to click it again once it's been clicked to stop it before, but it will always automatically run out after a half hour of being pinned.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Yeah. So
immovable rod of 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So
hassle
rod of temporary inconvenience. Yeah.
Yes.
Tool calls it a hassle to move rod.
Oh, yeah.
A hassle to move. Right. Okay.
Now known as the Viagrod.
It's pretty good.
If it lasts longer, see your cleric. Here, take 2 cups of water, take a nap, short rest. You'll feel better in the morning.
I think that is now the name.
Right.
Lay down with your head below your knees.
Actually, I put that in my notes.
Okay. But so now you guys are tasked with going to Sioux Falls. You know that you'd be meeting a man named Cedrin, who lives on the north edge. And so you either would be able to go through town if you wanted, or kind of just loop around the top and go to him directly. Or wanting to do so.
Boy, going through town seems dangerous with all of our dangerous and suspicious things that we have.
2 skeletons and a bound and gagged woman.
Mm-hmm.
Who might be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take our animated skeletons and our girl jerky around the outside of town instead of through.
These all seem like things to not be seen with in town.
Yeah.
Right.
Question though, should we send someone in for some supplies? Do we need any supplies?
I could do that and disguise myself.
Well, I mean, you feel free to disguise yourself if we need to be disguised. But
what you know of
it's
Sioux
always
Falls
handy to not be recognized later.
A larger town, so you expect you'd be able to find stuff there. You also do expect that it's probably still fine. Most of the towns are not doing too hot in Renham because of all the necromancer shenanigans over the past few years.
So this is Sioux Falls we've made it to?
No. I'm just saying that what you would know of Renham and Sioux Falls is that it's a larger town. Okay. So you would expect that it's probably still fine because most of the smaller towns have either been absorbed by the larger towns because of all the craziness that's going on, or were just overrun. So
Just send Theron into
You
town. He's not doing
would
anything
expect
right
that it's
now.
probably okay.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Send one person in, get some supplies, food, whatever. Maybe see if you can sell this snake meat I've been carrying around for a day.
Yeah. My thought too is we need to get some robes and shit for Alfred.
Yeah. I
To
need some big
hide the
robes for
fact
Alfred.
That Alfred
Maybe a
is
tent.
skeleton.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a tent.
Actually, what I'm thinking is if we can get like a tent and I can buy some really cheap, shitty, like just like one or two little pieces of armor, like a gauntlet and like a shoulder pauldron or something, like just enough to make it look like, yeah, he's a big, beefy, tanky guy, even though he's not.
Right.
Put the robes on him, throw a couple shiny bits of tin, and call it good. Don't look into the eyes. Never look him in the eyes.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So you travel on for a few days. Let's do some D6s because it's White-Hander mechanics.
Yes, indeed.
Chaos dice.
Are we rolling checks first, or
We're gonna do 2 D6. Whoever wants to roll them.
I got it.
See if we run into anything along the way.
Boo.
Nope. Do not. It's a road. It's one of the more major ones, so it's not too hard to navigate. So I won't really say that you guys have to do any wilderness traveling
Okay.
along the way, because it's
that was why I was asking. yeah,
this
that
is
makes
just to
sense.
see if you've run into people along the way or not.
Bandits or
Yeah.
something.
But you do not.
They know better.
Yep. So you
remember
make it
how it
your few
goes.
days. As you come to like where Sioux Falls would be, so you said you guys are wanting to probably go around the outside of the town and then go to Cedrin directly.
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
we got a lot of skeptical shit going on.
Sure.
I mean, do we still want to go in and get some supplies? Like,
Yeah,
I'll
we
go
need
in
to
and get
send
some supplies.
someone in to get some
Yeah,
supplies.
somebody needs to.
Okay. Are you wanting to do that right now or
Maybe once
talk
we're
to
on
him
the other
first?
side.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys kind of stay on the outskirts. Most of the town's kind of walled in, but there's a bunch of openings throughout the different sides. Cedrin, though, has his own manor that's outside of the city walls and is kind of up a little bit on one of the hills, but you're still able to get to there. His entire estate is both surrounded in its own wall, separate from the city walls, and also very thick, like shrubs and trees. Like if you've ever seen like plots of land that have just like a line of trees around them, with like thick brush and stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
kind of what
so
his place looks
Doesn't
like.
want anybody looking at his stuff.
Yeah. So he almost has like a wall of just trees and vegetation surrounding
I
this
hope
place.
these trees don't have guns.
We should maybe not let him know that we have the girl.
Is that who we're supposed to turn her over to?
Yeah, this is the
Well,
guy.
we don't
that-
know what we're supposed to turn over to him yet. They just said take everything in the dungeon. So
Yeah.
maybe we leave the girl in the cart for now and bring him the staff and the mask
Mhm.
and then mention that we found a girl.
Here's a question.
and see
Did
what he
we ever
says.
try to put that tiara on the girl?
No, I mean,
No.
we could do
You
that
guys picked
still.
it up, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It's just
Let's
just
put the
a
tiara on the
When
girl.
you put it on her, nothing happens.
Well, she's going to wake up bound and gagged.
Oh, are you putting the stone back in the tiara?
I mean, I can.
Let's do it.
Do that also.
I was going to keep it
Put
for
it back
checking,
in.
but
Put it on her,
whatever.
nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen.
What about the mask?
Oh,
Let's put the
we should
mask on her.
probably. Yeah, okay.
What happens
Are
when
you
we
guys
put the
putting
mask, on her?
her?
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Oh,
mistakes are
God.
about to be made, and I'm all
Yeah,
for
this
it.
is going to be a mistake.
And you're doing this right outside of the manor, like before you go onto his property, but this is like
Yeah.
before you're
Yeah.
getting in.
We thought it'd be easier if she just carried the mask.
Move your mic, Joe.
Oh,
Is
that
this
better?
is she gonna turn into the mask? No.
Maybe she turns into Jim Carrey. That's even
God.
worse.
It's even
All right,
worse.
yeah. Before we get on the manor, we plop that mask on her.
okay. You put the mask on her. It doesn't seem to it almost feels like it locks in place for a bit. But as it's like trying to sink on all the way, something seems to be blocking it, and it seems to like let go.
Do we? All right, let's
You
pull the
do
gag
have
off.
you have rope through.
Yeah.
Do we
Joe,
want
have
to?
you been watching way too much
Yes.
Joe's Bizarre
I haven't seen
Adventure?
that show. No,
Okay.
Yep. I pull the
I
gag
know
off,
of that show, but I haven't been watching it.
and
All
then I
right.
mask.
I've seen like
All right.
maybe one episode.
Listen, we're gonna commit to these bad ideas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's screw this up as bad as we can.
So yeah, pull the gag off. Put the mask on, Joe.
So you pull the gag off, put the mask on. It sort of like locks to her face, and the cracks and all the divots and things in the porcelain are slowly fill in, and the mask looks flawless while it's on her.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing seems to happen though.
Can we take it back off?
It does not seem to come off.
Oops.
Just say we found her like that.
Yeah, put the gag back on her. Let's go.
Put the gag
Found
back
this
on
cadaver with a mask
outside of the
on.
mask.
Outside of the mask.
So you won't be able to get the gag like in her mouth with the
It doesn't
mask on,
matter. It's
but
just for
it'll be
effect.
like over. Maybe
Yeah.
it'll fit like barely in the notch of like where the mouth is on the mask, but
Yeah.
it's
Perfect. It's for
Probably not
effect.
doing much.
No, it's not. If she were to animate now, it'd probably just like slide down.
Yeah.
But
It lends to our appearance of being stupid.
yeah, listen here, guys. I just want to say I'm totally fine turning this girl over.
Mhm.
Okay, I don't care at this point. I mean, I think we
Let's
ruined
carry her
whatever.
in.
Whatever's
Let's see what the
going
heck
on
our
here.
payment is.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
bring
Let's get
everything
paid.
that we brought with
Let's
us
give
from
her the
dungeon.
staff back too. She can
Are
we
just have
given-
all
are
the
we-
items.
Did we get the immovable rod from that dungeon?
Yes.
Yeah, but I
Are
don't
we-
think we're gonna give
That
that back
we
over.
should keep.
Yeah, that was in a mimic. I assume it ate somebody who had that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was
We're
going to say.
keeping
We
that.
should definitely keep that. All right, let's go ring the
Oh, wait,
doorbell.
Joe, are there any jewels in this staff I'm carrying?
No, it appears to just be like a white wooden staff. It's like
Ah, pff, you
really
can have the
well
stick
worked,
then.
but you don't
Stick
see
that
any...
in their hands too, and we can just turn it all in at once.
Yeah, maximize our cash out.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's carry her on in. Well,
All right.
somebody carry her in.
Alfred.
Alfred, isn't Alfred carrying her in?
Yeah.
Well, do we want to scare the guy or?
I don't think we're scaring the guy who sent us
I really-
a dagger of soul stealing to get into a dungeon and bring stuff out of it.
100%.
Yeah, that's true. Alfred,
All right.
bring
So-
the young lady round.
You guys come up to the entrance of his land or whatever, and you see there's like a big metal gate that leads on. There's a nice stone path leading in, and as you guys approach the gate, it just opens.
Oh,
And
they were expecting us.
It's
Okay.
ready for you to come in.
Yeah, in we
Oh
go.
my.
As you go through, you see this long, kind of partially winding, nice cobblestone road that leads up to this gigantic mansion-looking of a house. Lining all of this road are trees and bushes and things. And it's after you've been, going along this for a few moments. All the trees and things that you're seeing kind of look like they're in slightly different shapes and things, but they almost have like a humanoid shape to them.
Oh no.
Like they look like some of them have almost faces made out of the leaves and flowers that are budding on them, and seem to have like human curvatures to them.
I don't want to be one of them.
And they're all kind of pointing inward.
Do they seem horrified or anything like that?
None of them seem to have very happy expressions that you can make out. But they're all like evenly lining this way.
Joe,
Yeah.
just while we're moving along, I almost feel like casting detect magic just to see what we're in here.
Detect magic in here.
No, I'm gonna hold off.
Okay, I was say you're probably gonna get pinged with a whole crap ton of it.
Yeah.
Not that it's
Yeah,
bad to know, but
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean you can if you want.
You know what? Here's what I will do. Just for shits and giggles, I will go ahead and cast Arcanist's Magic Aura on Alfred.
Okay.
It's just by touch. And I am going to cast it for False Aura. I'm going to basically change him so that he appears not to be magical in any way.
Mask him.
Yeah,
Order.
Basically,
Okay.
just masking his magical quality.
Okay. You do such.
Just to be confusing and kind of an asshole.
Okay. I mean, he's still like clearly a skeleton right now, right?
Oh yeah, he's definitely
Like,
clearly
you
a
don't have
skeleton,
any-
animated and moving about. But if anybody uses like detect magic or anything like that,
Right.
it's not going to ping as magical.
Okay.
it's a bizarre
I know,
non-magical skeleton.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine.
exactly. I just I want to keep people on their toes a little bit. Who knows what we're going to be faced with?
What
I don't want
matter
people
of
asking weird questions.
madness is this?
What manner of madness is this
Mm-hmm.
creature? He's no creature. He's my friend,
Right.
my compatriot.
And
Okay.
my butler.
This
You
is
do
me
such.
from the future.
And so
Yeah.
you make it up. You cart kind of pulls up in front of the house. There's almost like a circular bit where a cart would be able to turn around with a fountain in the center of it. You don't see any water or anything in the fountain. It's all just dry. It's there. And there's more of these people-shaped trees along this whole path. And you see two large ones
Oh no.
on either side of the door into the house that look a little bit more purposefully like trimmed. And but you just see these two giant wooden doors leading into the manor.
Let's go to a giant wooden door and go into the manor.
All right. There's a knocker on it.
Yeah, I'll
There's
give it
one
a knock.
knocker if you okay. Pound on it. And there's this large reverberating echo you hear on the other side. And you hear some footsteps approach from inside. Door opens. And you don't see anyone, but you hear a voice say, "Come inside."
Okay.
Who am I to argue? Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
open the door, guys.
Dun.
I've got my sword ready.
So you guys walk inside. He's like, "Oh, join me in the main room." You just hear this kind of echoing throughout the walls.
Sure.
And where would the main room be?
And
Everything
you see,
looks like a main room.
there's like a big hallway, and then there's just two open doors at the end of it. There's a few like side rooms, but all the doors are closed.
Okay.
Fair
You
enough.
Continue
Yeah.
down the hallway. It's pretty nicely furnished.
We're gonna
Um,
just like acquiesce
Is
here
there-
for a minute.
I'm not going to touch anything, Joe, but is there anything that's very, shiny, valuable looking along the way?
The only thing in this entry hallway that you see is kind of like just some nice paintings and things along the walls. A lot of nice woodwork, but there's not really anything like really standing out. You'd be able to like,
Boring.
easily grab. Yeah.
I
Or
agree.
Yeah, I'm looking for
Just
like
gotta be more
rings,
like-
letter openers, chalices, that kind of shit.
No, you don't see
little
anything just in the
doodads that
hallway
are
like that.
easily theftable and also
Easy,
valuable.
yeah,
Mhm.
easily sticky fingered.
Right. perhaps in one of the rooms, but you don't see any of the rooms that are open except for the ones at the end of the hallway.
Fair enough.
So you walk through. You come out into this really large open room. It's got a balcony that kind of goes around the hallway above, like another floor. And then in the center, you see are a few tables laid out. Each of them have like food and drinks and things laid out, and you see like silverware and stuff to eat with them, and you see, just all sorts of fruits and nicely prepared food, meats, all chopped and ready to go. You see a few pitchers of wine and water.
Do we see anyone?
But you don't see anyone.
The skept is real right now. Somebody
Yeah.
needs to detect magic this food.
I'm
So
just
they'll
not
be
gonna
down in a
eat it.
moment. And you hear that echo out throughout the house again.
I'll have a seat,
Okay.
but I will not eat yet.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me.
Mm-hmm. Sip, not eat.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
So a few moments go by. It's probably about 5-10 minutes that pass. And you hear footsteps kind of echoing off in the house that come down to one of the sides. It'd be to the left if you entered. And there's like a small staircase that leads up to these set of double doors. And one of them opens, and a man in a very nice robe steps through. Starts walking down. He's like, "Hey, hello. Nice of you to make it all the way here."
You got it.
I suspect you.
Chuck, everybody, the mouthpiece of our group.
I suspect you made well in my request and brought what I asked.
We brought a
what
handful
we
of
found.
things. Yeah, we
the
brought what we
things
found.
Except for the snakes, we didn't bring those.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd understand that. I
So-
wasn't sure what all was being inside of it, but there were a few things I knew were there that I was.
We didn't bring the piranhas either.
We didn't. So we got the
That's
big
good.
things that we think you're going to want is we got the girl and we got the staff
All right.
And the mask,
and the mask,
which is attached to the girl for some reason.
which was
She
attached
was
to the girl.
wearing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
She
he kinda
doesn't.
gestures to. There's one of these tables has nothing on it except for like a tablecloth. He's like, if you could, turn them over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll. Alfred,
Doesn't-
you want to
Yeah.
gently put her on the table, please?
Yeah.
Oh, we
Uh,
found this minotaur also.
We're keeping it
Yeah.
though.
I
No,
can
we're
just
keeping the
imagine.
Minotaur.
He
I
kinda
can
looks at
imagine
it
without that
pensively for a
gently, the
little bit,
Minotaur would have just.
and- but yeah,
Yeah, he has to be told specifically. He's a little rough around the edges.
but he plops her on the table. He's like, "Why is she tied up?"
we
We
didn't
weren't
know.
sure if she was going to come back to life or not.
Back to
She doesn't
So
seem to have decomposed at all.
so
Yeah.
that's
Made us
interesting.
a little weary.
And he
Yeah.
comes up. He starts like pulling at the ropes a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, she's supposed to have been dead for a few.
Listen.
Yeah, a few hundred years."
When you've been in the business as long as we have, you take precautions.
When you've been in the
Fair
business as long as we have, you know absolutely nothing and question everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
this checks out more.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Didn't expect her to look in such good condition and also be wearing the mask. It was not with her when she was buried. Or that's interesting.
Well,
We found
definitely-
some scraps of cloth and other things there that made it look like perhaps some others had maybe come through there in the past.
Yeah. I don't think we were the.
First and only.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
But they didn't
we
make it
also
out.
got a tiara.
Yeah. it
Oh
turned
yeah,
us
I'll pull
out.
the tiara out with the stone in it and everything like that. It's all turned to stone, but I'll
He's like,
We got
set
a
that on the
shield.
table as well.
Mixed up,
Shield
he's-
that's turned to stone.
He looks at it for a little bit and he's like, has some residue that it used to have illusionary magic on it. Where did you find this?
In
It's in one of the
rooms.
chambers. Yeah, one of the
He's,
chambers
like,
prior to
flipping it.
finding the coffin.
He's like, well, it
So-
appears to just be stone that
Okay.
had illusionary magic on it.
Listen, we weren't entirely sure what all you wanted, so we just grabbed everything that wasn't bolted down.
Fair enough.
Pretty much, yeah. Except for the
And-
piranhas and the snakes.
Yeah.
And
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 here's
also
the
the
shield.
horrifying armor suits.
Yeah. And here's the
God.
shield, but I'm guessing with your last comment, it's probably stone too.
Hey, he doesn't grab it. He just kind of looks at it. And he's like, yeah, it just looks to be stone that recently had illusionary magic put over
Yeah.
it.
We forgot to mention the horrifying suits of armor.
Yeah,
Ah.
we didn't bring those
Ugh.
back. We
Yeah.
did.
Their family's very much a fan of animating items like that and illusions. So, not surprised
Well,
you found
yeah.
things like that.
We reconfigured them a bit. It was kind of horrifying.
Like, all
Just
right.
imagine a big ball of arms and legs
Arms and legs.
Sounds
coming at you.
awful.
Yeah, it wasn't pleasant.
Don't even get started
In
on
any
the
case.
torsos.
That's
Oh god,
that's why
the
I
torsos.
hire ones as yourself to deal with such monstrosities. And so he goes back to the girl and grabs at the mask and tries to pull it off, and it seems to like move her head with it. He's like, "That's a problem," but I guess I'll have to deal with that another time. Was there anything else that you found?
Not that I think of.
There were
Is there
some
any-
bits and pieces in the same room as the shield, but they were used on statues in order to open the next door into the next chamber. So
Okay. So, was there anything with her when she was buried, other than the mask?
I
The
mean,
staff.
she should have the staff.
yeah, I'm assuming the staff we just kind of had maybe
On
tucked
her
into one of the
person.
ropes or something
Okay.
when we set her down on the table. So it might have
Yeah.
rolled under her
Oh,
or
okay.
something. I'll kind of fish around underneath her and kind of go, yeah, here it is.
It's like,
Here's the
okay.
staff.
This was what I was most looking for. And
Nice.
He grabs it and seems pretty happy with it. He's like, this will
Is that
do great wonders for my work.
an important stick?
For the types of things that I'm into, yes.
Cool.
Gotta have the right tools.
Yep, absolutely. And actually, I have another request for some more tools, as you put it. If you would be so kind as to retrieve those as well.
Listen, before we get into that, you should pay us.
Oh, right. Silly me. And then he snaps, and you hear some shuffling from behind the way that he came, and you see a few. You see like a tray, almost. It looks like it's being carried, but you don't see anyone carrying it. And on it's 4 sacks of gold. He's like, your payment, as any good deed deserves.
Nice. How much is it
Familiar
in
with this.
each stack, Joe?
300, or there's enough for 300 per person.
Then
Excellent.
I'm familiar with this trick, and I'll mage hand my gold to myself.
As too heavy for mage hand.
Ah, damn it! I'll unseen servant it then.
Yeah, that's probably what he was using. Something like that. So you do such, and he kind of
Because
chuckles at that.
I'm sure we still look like buffoons at this point, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, with our tiny parlor tricks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, all right, well, with that, I'm hopeful that you guys will be able to retrieve some things for me at the Boffin Gardens. Those
Sure.
are a little bit hard to get to nowadays. They're in the middle of Dunmanora. Not, not that here's much better with all the necromancy, but,
Yes, that terrible necromancy.
What was
Yeah.
the name of the
50
city?
eyes left and right.
Dunmanara.
Dunmanora is the country, and then
Oh,
Bothan is the town.
With an F or
Many-
TH.
many Bothan
TH.
spies died to get these
Yeah.
tools.
That's right.
It sounded familiar, but I guess that's what it's from.
All right, that's all I needed for now.
It's a play on a word that it's Bothan Gardens, botany. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going for more. But
Too bad Star Wars got there first.
yeah,
Yeah.
that stuck out. I was like, I feel like this is already a word in media somewhere, but I can't remember what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's it.
Mm.
Anyways, it's like yes, there's a few things in the gardens that I suppose they're probably still there. There's probably not too many people interested in anything over there with all that silly war and things going on. You know, not too many people are into
It's a prime time to liberate some goods.
right.
Yeah. I mean, really, we don't need all those details. We just need to know where to go and what to steal.
Fair enough. I can respect being to the point as it is. Yes, it's probably about a week's travel from here. It's in the southwestern corner of Dunmanora, and it's a large estate, gardens, several buildings and things, and many exotic plants and all sorts of goodies from around the world or in some of magical origin are located there. There are a set of tools that I would like if you could retrieve for me. Should be in the main building there, and he'll
Okay.
hand you a little paper detailing some more.
Oh, okay.
gives
So
you
we
like
have a
map.
shopping list.
Yep.
Yeah. Are there tools we should pick up for ourselves while we're there that you know of?
We'll find out.
Well, pretty much anything that's not on the shopping list.
Right. He's
Yeah.
like, these
Pick
are
up
the
everything
only
on the
things-
list, and for ourselves, everything that's not on the list.
These are the only things that I care about that are there. Anything else you find, yeah. Sure, no one's gonna stop you.
We'll make sure of that.
Doubt anyone's looting a garden, but I know of some
Fair
things
enough.
over there.
Oh, so that means we might have to fight other people looting the garden.
Right.
Yeah. But
I
happy to have
don't
more work.
suppose that it's too much of a hot place for others unless they're like myself and are interested in those things. But you never know.
Fair enough.
And the list details there's about 5 tools he's looking for.
Okay.
And it marks on your map where it is. And it does look to be
Very
about a
cool.
week's travel.
Excellent.
Is this food safe to eat?
Is it? Yes, of course. It's for you guys.
Cool. We
Yeah,
just want to
right.
make sure it wasn't poisonous or anything.
And it's actually real food.
Or more importantly, meant for some other guests. We didn't want to presume.
You're the only people visiting today. I suppose I respect your concern there, but no, that's for you. I mean, you have another job for me to do. I don't want you getting sick.
Awesome. I eat
It's nice to be
And-
gainfully employed.
while
Absolutely.
eating. I do have a couple questions I want to ask the dude. Mainly, if we get these tools, what is our expected payment?
Mhm.
He says, I give you a little bit of the advance in your current payment, but it'll be 400 once you come back. A piece.
Each? Yeah. All right.
Hell yeah.
Second question is how long are we going to keep this up?
This is the last thing I have for you. Off the top of my head, if something else comes up that I can remember that I'm wanting. Maybe in the future when I have something, but this is the last that I know of.
So we won't be joining the trees outside.
Yeah, what is with the trees?
You've noticed my not so hospitable guests. I don't. No need to worry about them.
Listen, as long as I don't have to worry about you doing that to us.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't think so. At least you've been good so far.
Listen, you keep the
Hey.
money coming. We'll be your best fucking
He like
friend.
punches you in the shoulder. He's like, I expect it'll continue.
Fantastic.
Good deal. We like to work. We like to get paid.
And
If
I
you have
don't like
work,
being
we'll
we
happily
don't like
do
being
it.
trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't like being trees. Like to work.
They
Either
don't
way.
like being trees either.
Oh,
It's
I'm
their
sure.
problem.
Sucks to
And
be
I
that.
uncomfortably take a swig of some wine.
Yeah.
He looks over in the corner and you see like there's another plant there. Kind of looks shaped like a small animal. It's like, but they're more manageable this way.
That's fair. I mean, I turn mine into skeletons and make them
Do-
serve me.
Do they stay this way forever?
Yes. I mean they're dead, but the trees aren't.
Oh, good.
Just a different kind of life.
Yes, much more
Much
organic.
less assholey.
It's organic.
I'll
Less
just
of a
say
problem that way.
sounds peaceful.
As long as you're not the tree.
They weren't
Yeah.
living good lives beforehand, or so I assumed.
Works for me.
Yeah, works for me.
Yeah.
Ah, nah, 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 nah.
Let's eat
Yeah,
our
nom,
fill,
nom, nom.
Phil. Let's
Polo
eat our
is-
fill.
Just sitting
Eat
at
our
the table,
feelings.
arms folded, not eating or drinking anything.
Not eating or drinking anything. Okay.
Volo, it's fine. You can eat.
No.
Okay. I'm eating.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna get myself a free fancy meal.
Pinky's
And,
out even.
He
Yeah.
points at the girl on the table and snaps his fingers again, and you see her get carried away by more unseen servants, since you guys are familiar with that spell. And she's carried up the stairs and away into another part of the house. And he picks up the staff and rolls it through his fingers a bit. And he's like, well, I thank you again. You guys can stay and finish your food, but I have other things. He'll back out and close the door behind him.
All right. Gotta go work the staff. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
What was that from? What the fuck was that from?
Yeah,
I
Abracadabra.
think that was
That
from our
sounds
other...
that sounds like something too old said.
Yeah, that was a joke that you guys made in the Goodman Dalethor game.
Yeah.
Harassing the staff.
Harassing the staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's eat, guys, and then let's head back to town.
Right.
Yeah.
Find a place to crash for the night and do some shopping. We do need to get some robes and shit for Alfred.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Might have to have him hang out outside the city gates.
Yeah. Or we just put him in the back of our wagon.
Yeah,
Cover
I guess
him
we
up.
can
In
do
the
that
car.
too.
Just cover him up.
Tell him stand very still and don't move until I tell you.
Look at this cool skeleton we
Look at this
found
cool
in the dungeon.
skeleton we found.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
for
gonna-
like 24 hours, he's basically not pinging his magical. So
We're gonna put him in a museum in the town we're from.
fuck that. He's going on right in front of my tapestries.
All right, I mean that works too.
He's a coat rack.
Okay, we're gonna
Really
help
big
We
him.
can have him
Kodak.
hold up the tapestries.
Well, you know what we could do? We could find some shop or something, some curio shop, and be like, "Hey, would you like to buy this very, unique and collectible coat rack?" And then, later
him
that
leave
night,
at
after
night?
they've gone home and the store is closed, he just walks out,
Yeah, he just walks
No,
out through the
no.
through the
takes a
window.
couple
I prefer
armfuls
he
of shit
Kool-Aid
with
Man's
him,
out.
That's more like it. I was going to say, no, he robs it first and then he walks
and
out.
walks out with all their shit.
Yeah, like
An
Kool-Aid Man
8 foot,
style.
an 9 foot tall Minotaur skeleton is just walking through town with armfuls of stuff.
Like two people see him, but nobody believes them.
Yeah, just a couple of drunks at like 2 a.m.
Well, don't mind if I. Oh God, what? No.
Yeah. All right, Joe.
All right. So you guys
Save
make
us
your
from
way
ourselves.
over to town. You are. This is pretty much just like your typical town. There's a whole bunch of different buildings and things. There's several inns, several shops. It's all laid out. They've got large walls surrounding the whole thing. A lot of them look like they've been there for a while, but some look like they've kind of been hastily put together in recent time. You're pretty much on almost the northern edge of all of Renham, so not a whole lot of they don't get a whole lot of traffic in terms of like all the necromancy stuff that's going on, but they're still very well prepared for it. So what are you guys looking for in particular?
Well,
walk through.
for shit that we want to buy, really my biggest concern is just getting an outfit for Alfred.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to find some place where I can get him just kind of some generic robes, and then, like I said, I think I'm just gonna find something really like absolute dirt cheap, like a little gauntlet and like a shoulder pauldron or something, just to give him the look of like a large warrior kind of guy.
Okay.
Nothing big. I mean, I'm going cheap as can be just to give him some theatrics. That's all.
Yeah.
Sure. So you're wanting to find like a tailor or textile.
Get him a
Yeah.
lid from a stove and a pot and a pan. No.
We're gonna Don Quixote the shit out of this guy.
Yeah. All right. So as you're going through, you're able to find a clothing shop pretty quickly. There's a man in there who's like in the middle of sewing together like a suit. It looks like. And as you walk in, he's like, "Oh, hello there. What can I get for you all?" And then kind of looks you over, and you appear to be an adventuring type. He's like, "I'm not really outfitted for too much traveling gear, but in your off time, you might still want some nice clothes."
Not really up my alley at the moment. Do you know of anyone we could find just a simple long cloak or robe?
I mean, I sell those here too.
You do?
Yeah.
I need quite a large one. I've got a friend, a traveling companion who's pretty tall.
All right.
Naturally, so
how
they're
tall
a
are we
little
talking here?
embarrassed.
Yeah, they're Joe, how tall is he?
He's right at the edge of medium, so I'm gonna say like 8 foot tall.
8 foot tall. Yeah, so I'll kind of stand on my tippy toes and kind of like, hey, like about there.
It's like, oh, really? I would
Yeah.
love to meet him. I'm needing a model to do some measurements for some of my clothing. and
He's
things.
extremely shy, which is why we came in his
Oh,
stead.
shit.
Unfortunately, he doesn't even want to meet anybody in town while we're here.
All right. Well, perhaps I could task you of getting measurements for me then in my stead. And he runs up and runs behind the
Sure.
counter.
Sure.
And comes back and he has a little measuring tape and a scroll. He's like, "Could you record his dimensions here, and then bring it back?" to me?
Sure.
I'm needing.
We're
well, there's
talking
not very
like
many
shoulders
people.
across and height and
Yes, and he unrolls it, and there's like a slot for. Like it appears to be like a template.
places to fill in.
Yeah.
Arms, legs, waist,
So
shoulders.
typically
Jawline.
run into too many that are outside of your standard height. So I'm always looking to improve my trade.
Ah, yes, of course. Yeah, I can go back to the inn and maybe
I'll
see if
pay
I
you
can
for
get
it.
some
So,
measurements for you. Oh, he'll pay me for it.
yeah.
Oh my.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Mhm.
I can do that. I will be back as soon as I can be. And I'll walk out.
Okay.
Should we go find an inn someplace to kind of stash our stuff and stay
Yeah.
for the night?
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, there's a few
and
inns.
Volo needs to eat. I would hate to see him if he gets,
You don't like him when he's
angry.
angry.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, hangry.
He needs a Snickers.
What kind of inn are
Yeah.
you guys aiming for? Like, there's a few to choose from. So
Well,
we're
it's
looking-
either gotta be the worst or the not quite worst.
Yeah, I'm looking for kind of low end, especially because I don't want to draw a whole lot of attention to Alfred. I kind of want to just
Right.
be able to kind of haul him inside and keep him out of the way, or maybe even just
There's-
leave him in the wagon stashed behind the inn.
There's one particularly nice inn that's closest to, like the nicest one is closest to one of the exits. So that would be the easiest one for you to get him through town to that
Yeah,
we noticed.
okay.
The ones that look a little bit cheaper, a little bit farther in.
What does it cost? We're flush with money,
I
so I'm
mean, we
not as
got
worried
money,
about that. But
Hmm.
yeah, let's inquire and see. Just pop in real quick and see how much it costs there.
Yeah, I don't know how likely we're to bring any bar fights in this place.
Right.
Now we'll go to one of the cheap bars to start a bar fight.
After we get Alfred situated, that's when we'll go.
Yeah.
All right. So, this the inn that you guys find, is about 5 gold pieces per night.
That's not too
Alright.
bad. We can do that.
Yeah.
We can swing that.
We can handle that.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right. And that's
5
per
gold there
person.
mean no questions.
Yep.
Mm.
I will
Although
gladly
this-
pay that.
This inn charges per person, not per room.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine.
Right.
Some of the cheaper
Well,
ones.
we'll have a
just
nice,
clear about the room.
comfortable night
You
in town
did
here.
just give us 300 gold, so
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So once we get situated, I'm assuming there's a place for us to stash the cart, the wagon,
Yeah.
car
and we'll
thing.
find a way to ruin all
Yeah.
that money real fast.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
and-
probably our driver.
Yeah.
I'll pay for his room too.
Okay.
Of course, he's probably got more money than all of us, but
I don't care. He's doing us a solid. I'll pay.
He is gonna dirty up that room something fierce.
Yeah. We're paying for his own
Definitely not
room.
our problem.
yeah, can
What's
we
that?
pay for him to get
He's
it
getting
back
his own
also?
room.
Yeah, he's getting his own room. I'm paying 5 gold for him to have his own goddamn room.
Like, man, this
And he
is
can-
nice.
Hopefully he takes a bath.
But
Yeah.
definitely take a fucking bath while
I
you're
want it
down
to be
there.
like Red Dead 2. I want to pay somebody to have to give him a bath.
Make
That's
sure you get-
terrible.
all the crevices.
He's like,
Like,
baths. I've heard of those.
make sure whoever's, yeah, you
They have
take a
those here.
bath. They do, and
Yep.
you're gonna get one.
Ah,
Enjoy
living
it.
the high life
Nice
for
hot
a
bath.
day.
Yeah.
It's like,
All right. So okay. So I assume there's some
expect
place for us
he'll
to
be
stash
filthy
the.
immediately.
Oh, absolutely. He'll go rolling in hay or something in the alley. But let's stash the cart. We'll kind of keep Alfred in there for now. But I will get his measurements first.
okay.
And I figure let's head back there. I'll drop off the measurements, get the guy working overnight or tomorrow or whatever, or rested because it's morning or an evening right now.
So it's pretty early in the day. Like it's
Okay.
like right before our lunchtime almost.
Excellent. We got a chunk of the day left that we can work with. So
Yeah.
let's drop off the measurements. What's this
So-
guy's name?
On the measurements, are you
Yes.
wanting to do accurate measurements of a skeleton and give them to
No,
him?
we need to inflate those.
Or are
numbers a
you-
little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. I need to kind of fudge them a little bit so they make sense proportionately.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Because like
gonna
he'd have
estimate.
like
I'm gonna
a
make him-
okay shoulder, but the waist would be like 4 inches.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him kind of broad and brawny. You know,
Okay.
it makes sense for a guy his stature and size. But you know that way, if nothing else, his finished robe will kind of come out loose.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I'll inflate the numbers a little bit.
Sure.
And when we get there, what's this guy's name?
Give me an intelligence check.
Give me an intelligence check. Oh God.
Yeah. Do you try to estimate these numbers? Doesn't necessarily matter if you fail or not. It'll just might make something interesting.
My intelligence is +0. Oh God.
Oh, very interesting.
All right.
Oh no.
Comes back with literally the exact measurements.
Look, Vikings don't know math. We don't. We know pillaging and we know fishery and we know making boats and we know killing things and wooden houses. We don't know math.
Wait till you ask for
Uh,
help from someone.
Yeah,
Right.
I probably should have asked for help from someone.
So, yeah, you noted
I'll lean over to Volo. And
You,
be like, does that look right? Does that look okay?
after you've written it
You know what?
down
I'm
in
going to roll an
pen.
intelligence for Volo on that.
Oh God.
Do it.
No, it does not look all right.
Yeah.
I kind of stare at
You're
it
not
from
even
there.
too familiar with measurements, but you're like,
You're like, those look way off.
I don't think they're ever supposed to be in the hundreds like that.
Oh God.
So, yeah, you.
I'm turning
you
the
give,
tape over like, what the hell?
You give absolutely abysmal numbers. Like you feel like
He He's not good at math.
Right. You've never really had to do this before. And you're measuring with like the wrong side of the tape. So like you're not doing like from
I'm
0
measuring
to
in
20
thumbnails
whatever.
instead
You're-
of arm lengths or something.
Right. Well, like because normally it's like you start at 0 and then you work your way up around.
Oh,
and
I
then to the
see. So I
point.
started in
So
the
you
middle and
started at
just
the
went to
end
the
where it's like 120 or whatever the hell would be the longest.
got back
and
to the
then you're,
beginning,
like,
added them together, somehow
subtracting.
came
So
out with a
you've got
weird
all
number.
these really weird numbers that don't make a whole lot of sense. And yeah, but you put that together and not too confident that's what he wanted, but a request is a request, and you return back to him.
Yeah. So I come back to him and I hand it to him, and he's obviously puzzled. So I'm just like, look, I'm not good with measurements, but he's like this tall. He's like that in the shoulders. He's like, this around the center, and like, about like that in the chest.
All right, like, these are terrible. What do you know how to use a measuring tape?
No.
I never had to ask, but I suppose I will in the future. But I guess that's why it's a trade, I suppose.
Yep. Yep. You are certainly far more educated in these matters than I am, sir.
It's like, all right, I mean, I guess I can work off the general.
I do have one request.
Sure.
How much would it be to make this robe?
To make this custom fit, probably wouldn't be. Are you think you're just wanting just a robe?
Yeah, just a very simple robe.
Simple robe. Are you wanting any particular materials? It needing to be resistant? You guys appear to be adventuring types.
It needs to wear somewhat well in the weather, if
Okay.
possible.
Okay. So I don't suppose it would cost more than 12 gold to fashion something for someone this large.
Excellent. I have two more requests then.
Okay.
The first request, could you make me a matching robe?
Sure. Are you wanting these to be designed in any certain particular way? I mean, if I make them out of the same material, they're
just-
gonna look the same.
Just a simple colored material would work fine. A gray or a tan or something as such. But I would like a small emblem embroidered on each of them to match.
Okay.
If at all possible, I would like a small circular snake biting its own tail on each of them. Perhaps right here around the collarbone where they kind of clasp around.
Okay. Are you wanting like the snake to go around the neck and then meet
No, just
Yeah,
a just
or
a
just like
small
the
emblem
emblem
right here in the
right here?
Yep, just kind of right there on the
Okay.
shoulder.
He starts jotting this down. It's like, okay. It's a odd emblem, but I suppose I can do that for you. Give me about
Excellent.
a day, and I'll have that ready.
Perfect. I
No
appreciate it,
cost.
sir.
Between the two of you, you notice he hasn't talked about paying you for those measurements at all.
They're pretty terrible.
uh,
I'm hoping that he'll kind of fudge the numbers in my favor for paying him as opposed to paying me, because I did not do a good
right.
job.
No, he doesn't seem to be deducting anything. He's a little, sad he didn't get anything out of it, but he's just like not. He doesn't mention that he was going to pay you ever again. That doesn't come back up. Yeah. But he's like,
and I'll tell you what, just because obviously you're working on this for me and I appreciate it. I'll try my best to maybe get some help from somebody to take some proper measurements for you, since you seem so interested.
I would appreciate that. I do like to get other sets and sizes to widen my appeal. I would
Perhaps someone
say
could help
for
you
two
next
matching
time.
robes with the
Yeah.
emblems, for both, I'll do 30 gold for the pair.
Excellent. That sounds great. It's a deal then. I will let you get to your work, and I will hopefully see you in about a day.
All right. Sounds excellent. Any so what color did you say the robes would be?
Kind of a dark grayish color would work
Okay.
fine if he has something like that.
Okay. And he'd like run back and flip over like
Kind of pull some
3
stuff there.
shades.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, which of these would you prefer? And he's got like a really dark, kind of middle, and a lighter.
Yeah, I'll take kind of a darker gray.
Okay, he chooses that one. He's like, all right, I'll have that ready for
Yeah.
you by the end of the day tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Alrighty.
You
Shall
rest
we
the
go
rest of
find
your-
ourselves
Anyone else want to buy anything?
any fancy robes? Anyone? No?
I'm good, but thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
I think I'm all right.
What's his? Let's see. Do you make stained glass spectacles?
Stained glass. I don't know anyone that think. Are you talking like church stained glass?
Yes, except instead of many wonderful and sacred colors, all black.
So just to see through, or
Yes.
I don't think you can see through stained glass. Are you meaning like tinted or like?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Dark tinted glasses. I imagine there is a kind of a fine. There's a jeweler who does things like that in town.
Where is this jeweler
I imagine
that I
he'd
might
be able
speak with
to
him?
do that, and he gives you directions.
Volo turns and leaves.
He's like, "All right, oh, okay," and he's gone.
I don't really understand it, but if rich people like it, one art, please. Whoop, 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 whoop.
I'm good too. Like I'm ready to roll out.
Yeah, let's go find some entertainment at a local bar.
Well, let's get Volo his tinted glasses.
Okay.
Yeah. Are they gonna be
And then, yeah.
round or are they gonna be squarish?
They got to be round.
They do.
Got to go
It's
round.
Kind of the law.
Right. So, Volo, you're eagerly making your way to this jeweler's shop, and you go in. There's quite a few like fine bits of jewelry and things on display, and then there's also a set side display that has glasses and things. It seems to be kind of not his main focus, but he does it as well. He does, and he typically does pretty like nice looking. For like rather wealthy people, puts together nice metal frames and such, and slots the glass into them. Seems to be, a little bit less than half of his total business, but the only one in town that would do what you're looking for. And he's just kind of in the back of his shop, and you hear sounds of like clinking and things in the back, and you don't see anyone out in the actual shop itself.
Like a set of spectacles that I think look really rad. And then I'll take them up to the counter and sort of knock on the counter.
All right.
I'm imagining the lenses look like the logo for the Chrome browser.
There you go.
A little bit. So you find, a set that looks like it's got like only the bottom half or the metal frame, and then the top half has the glasses sticking out. They're kind of circular, and it's got this nice metal pattern with some etching on it. And you set that down on the counter and knock. He's like, "Oh,
Yes.
one moment," and you hear some tools scatter and stuff at the back, and he comes up. You see a man wearing like a leather apron and has a set of like those glasses that jewelers have that trickle down to different sizes.
All the lenses.
Yeah. Cat is attacking me.
Just going
Oh.
tit, 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 tit.
Yeah. But you like the Toy Story 2 glasses or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you see like a pretty old man. He's got those pulled up, and he's like, "Oh, what can I do?" And he sees the glasses on the table, and he's like, "Oh, would you like these or something similar?"
Yes. Large.
Large. And he
Larger.
looks at you and he's like, yes, they would have
The
to.
lenses must cover this much of Volo's face, and they must be dark.
Ah, and I take it you are Volo.
I am Volo.
Okay. Are you any sort
Volo
of...
will hold up his license plate name tag.
It's like, yes, Volo. I see.
Volo.
Where did you guys get those?
It was the shop in the floating city.
Right. I remember you
Yeah.
having them, but I couldn't remember.
He bought
you
like
go.
a pendant or something and like
Yeah.
tore the
The
pendant
mood
off.
ring.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got a
the
mood
mood
ring
ring.
stretched
Yeah.
out across his finger.
Right. There we go.
Volo
hold
is
it
a
up, it's
man
like,
of simple tastes and pleasures.
I see.
If this man went on a road trip, he would buy everything at every gas station.
It's like, I see you're not wearing any glasses currently. Do you have a particular, prescription that they would need to be? I don't know what the word is for glasses, but
Corrective.
The word.
correctiveness.
Prescription's not wrong.
Yeah.
Volo
Perhaps
sees
a-
all.
Volo season. These are for fashion. These are for
Yeah.
fun.
Okay, so they're just needing to be dark to tint out light and things.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, wait. That's a much easier request then. And so how dark are we looking to get? And he reaches under the counter for a bit and pulls out the set, and there's like all these different ranges of glass that are stained, and it's like a set. So there's like a red hue, a blue hue, an orange hue, a green hue, and then just like black. And there's about 3 gradients of each, ranging from just barely tinted to like you barely can see through it.
You gotta be out in the sun to see through it.
Yeah.
Volo will point to something that mixes a bit between red and yellow and say that.
Okay, so you point to the orange, and how dark of a tint are you wanting?
And he'll point out his preferred
Okay,
tint strength.
sure. You select one. He's like, all right, and pulls that apart, and he's like, so you're wanting these glasses, and in this style of your frame.
Correct.
All right. I suppose I could get those ready for you for about 55, 56 gold, if that would be all right.
Volo will pull out 60 gold and tell him to keep the change.
I appreciate it. I can rush these for you then. I'll have them ready by the end of the day if you'll be back.
Absolutely.
All right. And then he looks at the rest of you and he's like, is anyone else looking for anything? Maybe for a loved one?
I prefer magical knickknacks.
I do sell... I don't have anything particularly magic, but I do sell, the base that... There are fine metals and gems and things that are good candidates to be enchanted as such. I don't do
I
that
don't know
myself,
anybody who
but there are
can
places in
enchant
town.
such a thing.
There's other people in town that can do it. They buy from me frequently. If you see a particular ring you want, you can bring it over and they can enchant it for a fee.
Then I have to pay 2 people.
Yes.
I could just see you standing in the corner doing the mental math.
The equations are raining down over my face.
Volo will also put his mood ring down on the counter. How much to make this fit Volo's finger?
He laughs like a little bit and then looks back at you and looks back at the ring and picks it up and it's like mood ring.
Yes.
Do you have
Volo
a,
is emotionally complex.
Quite complex indeed, I can see.
Best line of the fucking night.
Polo like onion, mini layers?
Like, I mean, yes, I could fit this for you. He's like-
Perhaps. Do you have a bigger one?
he looks at your hands, and there's like these gigantic
Fucking ham hocks.
hands.
Big old
It's
bratwurst fingers
if
and
you're wanting this to fit, I mean, I suppose I could fasten this to a ring, and yeah,
It's properly sized.
A ring of steel or silver, whichever you prefer.
right. And he'll pull out a set, and he's got a few different to choose from. So like, I mean, I could wrap this around, use one of these as a base, and have your mood on the outside of it.
Mm.
Excellent.
Should turn it into a nose ring.
Volo starts digging around in his sack of gold. How much?
So this will charge you 5 gold for.
He sets down.
for like a low grade steel ring. It's just like
He
pot
sets
metal
down
or
10 gold and says, "Keep the change."
I do appreciate your business.
You're his favorite customer as of now.
Money can buy everything but taste.
He holds the mood ring and it almost looks like it pains him.
That's probably why he charges so much for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
This
emotional
is probably
hurt.
this is like a 20 copper piece kind of thing, but
Yeah. He didn't want to do it. It's like, I mean, if you pay me for it, I suppose. Yeah. And there's a little sign that says like ring fittings, and he tips it over.
it just kind of puts it down on the counter like,
yeah.
nope, don't look at that.
Don't look at
Oops. Oops.
But it's like I can have that ready by the time your glasses are. So,
Excellent.
anyone else wanting anything?
Doesn't even wait for you to leave. He just takes like a screwdriver and pops the moonstone out of it.
Yeah.
Rubs the glue off of it on his apron.
Pulls the sticker off.
I don't think I need anything else here. I want somebody who sells goofy magic knickknacks I'll spend too much gold on for too little results.
Yeah, let's find somebody who's got some goofy magic knickknacks.
All right.
That's the
I
fun
don't-
part of it.
I don't
every
want
town.
real magical items. I want bullshit magical items.
Yeah, those are the my two favorite things to do in town are find bullshit magic crap and then
That's a
pick
lot
a
of it.
fight and watch Volo make us money.
Yes.
That's where it's at. Right
It's pretty
there.
entertaining.
Yeah. If we
All
can
right.
make 5 gold at least each, we paid for our night's accommodations.
We are right at or a little bit past midnight, so I think we'll take a break here. But when we get back, we'll see what other shenanigans you guys get up to in town. So
Yes.
thanks for everybody who's tuned in so far. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll see what other shenanigans everyone else is wanting to partake in.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
What other parts of the economy can we ruin?
All of them, I hope.
All right. See you guys in a bit.